1967, an unknown called Ralph Nader wrote a book called Unsafe at Any Speed, pointing out that the auto industry was ignoring safety, which was true.
Next come riots in Detroit. 12 city blocks burned down along 12th Street. A number of us in the business community said, well, we'll get out and fix this thing. We blew that one to a complete failure. I had reached three conclusions. First, the business leaders didn't understand the new social demands placed upon them, and if they did, they didn't know what to do about it. Secondly, the government people didn't know anything about business, had no management talent. Neither side trusted the other. And the third conclusion was nobody was doing much about it. Nobody was doing much about it.
No one was doing much to bridge the chasm between business and government, so Arjay did. After a year-long courtship, he left the automobile executive ranks to become dean of Stanford's Graduate School of Business under one condition:
that he could launch a program to tackle the relationship between government policymakers and profit-minded business leaders. Arjay moved his family from Detroit to Palo Alto in 1971. Soon he launched the Urban Management Program, which soon became the Public Management Program. And in 1973, the first two GSBers with a PMP certificate graduated.
As the former CEO of Ford Motor Company, he knew how to recruit and develop a top-notch team.
It took bringing in important people like Harry Rowan and Alan Enthoven.
The faculty were Gene Webb, Chuck Holloway, who were the interim directors of the program. It's a unique place to integrate public management with private management.
The focus on public good attracted a different kind of person to the GSB.
It mostly provided a nice cocoon for those of us whose values were not necessarily attuned yet to profit maximization.
After a couple years at the ground level in EPA, I realized I needed to go to biz school. I applied and got into actually both Harvard and Stanford. The public management program was key to my decision making.
And it attracted a special element of diversity for the business school that I think changed the culture and the dynamic.
PMP encouraged graduates toward government jobs across all levels, federal, state, and local. These GSB alumni brought an invaluable understanding of the principles, priorities, and constraints of business.
What I learned at the Stanford Business School allowed me to optimize my effectiveness as a physician, as a business executive, as a member of the community, and most importantly, as a leader.
I got on the city council in Palo Alto in 2000 and found that I was the only business person really there, and also the only person with a technical background.
And as the new decade dawned, the entire GSB community, students, faculty, staff, and alumni, came together to provide financial support to GSB students who took summer jobs with nonprofits, government agencies, and social purpose businesses. SMIF, the Stanford Management Internship Fund, was born.
I say that it was probably the most life-changing experience I've had at Stanford. We have a 10-week summer to work with, okay? And you kind of balance 10 weeks of incremental progress in my career versus maybe an experience that could add a completely new dimension to my life.
At Acumen Fund, several SMIF recipients have worked with us over the years. They've been invaluable, and it's been thrilling to see this new wave of MBAs focus on using their skills and forging career pathways to solve some of the world's biggest problems.
By its 10th anniversary, the PMP was entering troubled waters. This was an era of Wall Street, of Reaganomics, of deregulation. Business students had their minds focused on quarterly results.
I became Associate Dean in 1985 and became Director of the MBA program. But by that time, there had been some attrition and some dilution.
I came in 1985-86, and I was immediately involved in the program, which was at that point in a state of revolution.
I was approached by a group of about 6 MBA students who were angry. It was at that time that I hired Jim Thompson.
The class of 88 students really stepped up.
They had been promised a vibrant PMP program and felt that the school was not delivering on that promise.
They began having meetings with Jim Patel.
It needed to be a student-centric and a student-driven organization. Waiting for the school to deliver a program was not the effective way to do it.
And so we developed a model really of leadership of student-led programs.
Just as valuable as the classes were, it was the peer group and the students and the chance to be intellectually challenged and encouraged that laid that foundation for me.
To me, it was all about the student culture of the PMP. And I felt like each year the PMP was what the students wanted and needed it to be. So for me, I was really interested in current events, and myself and a classmate named Kevin Potts ran a current events colloquium every week for our entire second year.
Out of the students' energy came the Public Management Initiative in 1987. Every year, a group of students would explore their interest and share it with the rest of the school's community.
Creativity and opportunity to explore how to leverage business for social impact is the primary reason why I pursued my MBA at Stanford.
Social entrepreneur, social business, triple bottom line. Now ubiquitous, these terms were just evolving in the late 90s in parallel with the internet's commercialization and dot-com boom.
The Public Management Initiative on Social Entrepreneurship in 1996-97 had a lasting imprint on the school.
All these really inspiring social entrepreneurs coming through, talking about Bill Drayton with Ashoka, for example. And at a certain point, it's like, gee, might I be a social entrepreneur? Might I be a social entrepreneur?
The PMP also introduced specialized courses in social entrepreneurship, nonprofit management, and public policy.
The students continued to evolve and expand their interests. The PMP launched Board Fellows.
That first Board Fellows experience changed my sense of possibility for how I can volunteer and serve with nonprofits.
It was the first program of its kind in the country and was quickly replicated by many business schools around the world. As Y2K approached, Dean Joss recognized an opportunity for the GSB to play a pivotal role in developing leaders who can solve the world's toughest problems, and he launched the Center for Social Innovation.
There was a dearth of research around social innovation, and the need was very great. And so the Center for Social Innovation was a logical next step, an outgrowth of this momentum and energy that started at the PMP.
With Professor Jim Fills and Dale Miller at the helm, the Center for Social Innovation developed an executive education portfolio for nonprofit and philanthropy leaders.
What I'd like you to do is to pay attention to the language, the symbols, the metaphors that are used to talk about what folks at Apple think that they're doing.
When you bring the world to the same classroom together and we're trying to figure it out together and we bond together, so many things can change.
Before long, the PMP student programs and alumni consulting team reorganized under the umbrella of the Center for Social Innovation, which became a hub for students, alumni, and field practitioners to discuss social entrepreneurship and effective strategic philanthropy.
It's been a great way for me to get involved and to see some really interesting clients doing things that I'm interested in.
A group of faculty editors launched the Stanford Social Innovation Review in 2003. Soon, the magazine brought all these ideas and debates to practitioners around the world.
Seminal organizations were being founded at that time. New Schools Venture Fund, Acumen Fund, Entrepreneurs Foundation. It was time to move the organization to the next level, to take the Center for Social Innovation from startup phase to kind of expand and stabilize the organization.
CSI researched the conditions for social innovation to take place. This informed the creation and transformation of the Center's programs. The Center has influenced many organizations across all levels to integrate the notion of social innovation, and now even the White House has an Office for Social Innovation and Civic Participation.
The Center also acted on its own findings, that social innovation is best created with the involvement of all sectors. The new Service Learning Initiative enabled students to learn about global issues through the lens of social entrepreneurs, philanthropists, governments, and business leaders.
Variety of perspectives and experiences and opinions and backgrounds of students on our trip really made the whole experience incredibly rich. So that when we were seeing something, we were seeing it not just through our own lenses, but through 13 other people.
Basically, all parties needed to address these issues. The global experiential learning of today's students, combined with the rigorous academics, has proven invaluable for organizations like McKinsey, Acumen Fund, and other leading global businesses and nonprofit organizations.
We continue to evolve the PMP academics to be in line with the way the industry is moving, the markets are moving, and what student interests are.
And particularly, we have a surprising proportion of students who come in with a particular social mission in mind.
The idea of the Social Innovation Fellows Program was to give them a full year to take it the next step, do their due diligence, build their model in a more in-depth manner, spending full time on it, to then be able to go out and successfully launch in the marketplace.
Part of the reason I came here was the school's focus on providing resources to entrepreneurs interested in starting organizations, especially nonprofits.
But whether traveling to a forgotten corner of Africa, raising money for an important cause, or strategizing to build their own social impact organizations, PMP students remain the program's driving force and bring amazing energy to the GSB.
This is a place of innovation, it's a place of dreams, it's a place where people come and commit themselves to a process of personal transformation so that they are going to be able, with the full experience and education that we provide them, to have real impact in the world. We have a group of alumni who have had incredible impact in the world in a wide variety of different spheres who we're extremely proud of. And so these are individuals who have lived our mantra. They have changed the world through the organizations they've built and the work that they have done.
If we have hundreds of business schools educating that type of leader, we're going to have a much more likely chance of success to address the problems of our time.
From their new home at the Knight Management Center, the new generation of GSBers committed to meaning and impact are poised to continue on a path of innovation, addressing the most profound social and environmental issues of our times with optimism and excitement.
With all of these problems that you are going to be working on, I'm still an optimist. Somebody's doing something about it.
Whatever your connection to social innovation at the GSB, thank you for furthering our collective impact in the world.
Please join us as we launch into the next 40 years. Together, continue to change lives, change organizations, and change the world.